everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Justice for All. In the last episode, we were in the trial and we're facing off against Edgeworth because poor Franziska has been shot by the killer. And we were pretty much facing a lot of bad evidence against Matt on guard. And it's not looking too good, but luckily Edgeworth seems to want to prolong the trial. So he called up Owlbag, good old Owlbag, the wicked witch of the witness stand. And yeah, we caught her in a lie as usual. So yeah, let's continue on. This woman. I'm gonna deal with this woman.
I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. If I wore the trendiest dress, then maybe you'd think I was, but instead I have to put up with this ridiculous... This outfit is hideous, right? I got a tape recorder stuck. It's heavy, so heavy. I wish we could have switched to the CDs. Dream alive for all those kids out there. I work with a smile on my face. Understand? I'll take a look in the mirror.
Oh my god. Something about take a tip or 10 from Edgy Poo and... oh my god.
Now hold your tongue still there for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. On Guard, the man, but Mr. On Guard, the Nickel Samurai.
But when you think about it...
See, this is the same BS that she pulled last time. No.
They're really one and the same anyway.
No, you should have learned from last time. Miss Oldbag, this is a very important point we're talking about.
Edgy Poo, do you think so too?
Well, it might be something worth thinking about. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change. This is why we need couples counseling.
Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify.
All right, if you insist.
I should be the one sighing, not you. Who I saw. She is ridiculous in that outfit.
On guard, on guard. Yes, now I remember. The Nickel Samurai, that's right. It was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. So, he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan.
Ah, I see a few things there. I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume.
What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside that costume? Don't be a bad little boy, thinking such rude things.
But the possibility does exist.
Youngins today, I told you, there is no way it was anyone else.
How do you know that?
Because I said so, and what I say is the truth.
At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago. Some things never change.
Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Unfortunately. God help us all. Okay, so... Nickel Samurai, yes. Convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. I kind of want to press, but let's see. Samurai when he was stabbing. But what about the fact that... Wait, where is it? No. Strangled. Oh, I can't just present. They're gonna make me drag it out first. Sorry, I thought I could just present it right there. It is! It contradicts! Come on! Ugh, you're gonna make me... Fine. This is what happens when you try to jump the gun. Yeah. Okay, so I'll press. Darn it, game! So let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, it really was the Nickel Samurai?
As surely as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning?
Can I throw in the towel yet? don't need to think too hard on this one. Huh? There's a contradiction in her testimony and it's sitting in plain sight. That's what I tried to do! The question is what that contradiction means for us. Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about first, but okay. But he wasn't stabbed. How do I... Okay, let's press some more then. I'm gonna press with this one. And why would that be?
That way no one could see his face, of course.
But there's still no advantage for him that I can see. In fact, you would think the costume would make him stand out all the more.
You are such an annoying child, you know that? You disagree with everything I say.
Isn't that what you're always doing to me?
I got it. Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume.
I know it has to do with the stabbing. Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show?
Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture thing.
And that included the Jammin' Ninja?
Of course it included him. That's why when Guard came out of Dear Juan's room, I didn't give it a second thought.
I see.
Well, anyway.
So when is it? Stabbing? Hold on. Like... No. But... Stabbing... I'm just pressing everything now because, I don't know. Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not?
Not too long ago? Then let me ask you this. When you were itty-bitty, what was your grand dream?
Huh?
What did you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper?
My dream, huh? Well, I, wanted to be Judge Wagner, hero of the public's court. So what?
See? And look at where you are now. You're not Judge Wagner, are you? Are you?
What does that have to do with anything? Well...
What I said earlier. Who puts any weight into things like that? The now is everything. I can't be held responsible for the past.
Since when did court become theatrics over testimonies? Bruh, it's always been both.
All that matters is the man was inside that costume. Isn't that enough?
No. What am I missing? Stabbing. What's first? We'll talk about a map. Nickel Samurai. Stabbing one. Crime photo. Oh! Really? Game? You didn't let me point out the fact that he wasn't stabbed? You want me to go with this instead? F you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Jeez, game. Oh, the salt. Sometimes the line that they make you take, it's just like, it's so roundabout. Like, can't we just cut straight to it? Like, yeah, he was not stabbed. Come on, like, okay, but yeah, this has fingerprints. Please take a look at this.
Yeah, so it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work.
No, that's not my intention at all.
That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct?
Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case?
You don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it.
There we go. Is that what you're driving at? That is exactly what I am driving at.
What are we driving at, and whose car are we driving?
Edgeworth, because Phoenix doesn't have a car. If Mr. On Guard was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off. Oh boy, my dog.
Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he?
He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing. That doesn't make sense, Edgeworth. And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There is no way he would do something like that. However, there is one possibility. Then let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. At the time, the defendant held no intent to murder. That's what you argued before. You said it was a premeditated murder. Stop going back on your words. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show. And he brought a knife, which is why he took his gloves off.
But the murder still did take place.
It's well known that the defendant and the victim had bad blood between them.
Yes, I have heard of that. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory?
So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intentions of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with his theory? Of course. This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony. What are you babbling about? Edgeworth, you idiot. Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. On Guard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. You already said it, the freaking knife. This knife, this was used by Mr. On Guard at dinner.
Yes, we did establish that.
Which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Corrida.
I suppose.
However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. Take that! Nice. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. He's so calm. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. Booyah. Finally making progress.
Order! Order, I say! Order in the court! Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing?
Obviously, I'd say to frame Matt On Guard. Although it would hide the murder method. But I'd say framing him. It's to frame my client, Mr. On Guard, of course.
To frame.
Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one? No, Edgeworth, no. But we just established that the witness saw the Nickel Samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife.
Ugh. Witness!
Uh-oh.
Looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, Edgy?
Witness, did you or did you not really see the Nickel Samurai?
Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but...
Are you saying you mixed up Mr. On Guard with the Nickel Samurai, his character on TV?
But I mean, I can't really do anything about that. Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure.
Here we go. She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai. Alright then. Who were you waiting around for then?
That's top secret to anyone outside of security.
I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Corrida. Am I correct, witness?
The way you think. You are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness.
Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of?
So Old Bag was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corrida. I think it should be obvious by now for everybody. Sorry, my dog is barking in the background today. Dog, no! Maybe Phoenix. Maybe the Old Bag was waiting around for that person. If it's who I think Mia's hinting at, it's certainly possible. Miss Old Bag, you were waiting for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you? Remember that good old gossip we heard? Always goes back to Adrian.
Who is this person?
This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. On Guard's manager.
But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room?
It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor.
Oh, this is... Well, this is... I see. Juicy gossip.
The judge seems to be really into the article, if it can be called such a thing.
Then this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's...
Adrian Andrews. Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well.
Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff.
Witness, what in the world are you...
Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling.
I got some information. Some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course.
But what for?
Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, I will... Hello?
What the hell was that, Binks? I'm sorry.
How will you proceed from here?
I really don't want to do this. However, I cannot simply let this point slide. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I see. Very well then. Witness, please testify about this secret information.
Get ready. This is going to take the wind out of you, youngins.
I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old. Thank goodness Pearl is not there. Alright, secret information.
That On Guard is one evil, evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret, you got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay?
Who is you and me? We're a courtroom full of people.
The defendant sent his manager. What a distasteful topic for this court.
What? Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there a saying? The truth is never pleasant.
Never heard that one before.
Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person?
We have looked into this matter and found that the truth the article proposes is, in fact, baseless gossip.
But should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim.
So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all.
Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Be careful. The old bag seems rather excited right now.
That's right. On guard is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth.
Well, as the old saying goes, you gotta burn old bags with fire. What? What saying is this? Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. Phoenix, what are you thinking? You're getting a little too worked up, bruh. Okay. Oh man, I wish Maya was here. She would love all this gossip and stuff. She'd be like, oh my god. Okay, so... An evil man thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. A scandal? What do you mean by that?
You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days?
No. I wasn't asking what the word scandal means. Even I know that much.
Well, that Angard thought he could own a monopoly on popularity.
Okay. Getting close with Juan. You don't have any proof that Mr. Angard did such a thing.
You must be suffering from shock. The shock of hearing the truth. And now, since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right.
You're right. I can't do anything, but boy do I wish I could do something about you.
Alright then, Sonny. Show me what you've got. Can you show me proof that Angard didn't bear any ill will towards Juan?
Show any proof that...
No?
Decline the offer to present. You're not the judge. I don't have anything to offer.
See? Just as I thought. And you were lecturing me about saying things without proof. You've just given me a free pass to say whatever I want whenever I want, silly boy.
Me and my big mouth.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. For you, anyway.
I don't know, I couldn't... That he didn't have any ill will. I can't think of anything like that. They hated each other. I don't know. Okay, well, let's keep going. So I took action. Sounds like just another tidbit of gossip, doesn't it? But you can't just ignore it either. It makes your client look bad either way. Well, I don't think I heard anything really out of the ordinary just now. There has to be something we can catch her on. Yeah, and when I find it, I'm gonna press the heck out of it. Okay, I'm gonna keep pressing. So you took action. What do you mean by that? So, what do you mean by I took action?
Like I already told you, I was lying in wait close to the crime scene. Once that slimy woman came out of Juan's room, I was going to capture her and teach her a good lesson. Something you youngins need.
You are going to teach her a good lesson.
I was going to make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun. Like this.
No, stop!
Why you people act like it actually hurts you?
Well, it was too bad that woman didn't come through the door that night.
Nobody else but you and me know yet? Are you sure? Wait!
What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over.
Secret information that no one else knows yet. If that's true, then how do you know this secret information?
Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a secret. Even if you drill a hole in my brain, you'll never find out.
How in the world old bag? It's such a secret piece of information. Oh, let's press further and then we'll try to present evidence. If you don't be a good girl and tell me where you got this secret information, you won't get to go home today.
Edgy boy, what are you doing? Help me.
What do I have to do with this?
Just do this for me. You'll get your reward.
I don't want your reward, but you don't leave me much of a choice. The witness could have gotten her information from anywhere. It's even possible that it was spontaneously made up inside the witness's head. And he lectures me on reckless blabbering?
As long as we don't know where this information came from, it's quite a waste of time to focus on this line of questioning.
Where did old bag get her inside information? There has to be something I can use to figure it out. Okay, I think I know now. Yes. So I can present that. Okay, we're gonna press again and then get to that point. Because somebody else was talking about something similar, weren't they? Let's present evidence. So no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Oldbag?
Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that!
Witness? I'm sad to say it, but this is how you found out this secret, isn't it? Poor Lotta. The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart.
Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl.
Huh, that's a nice way of putting it. She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself.
She reported such a thing?
On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews.
What? Outrageous ideas, you say?
No. I said impressions.
Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless.
Ah, that's it. That's the note.
Ah.
Oops.
No, you see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy. Oh no.
Then you are the one who took Miss Hart's note.
I'm a huge fan of worms, that's why. That infamous puffy-haired whippersnapper. She's working with that evil On-Guard. She said so herself. On-Guard, I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly
like a silly duck. What the hell was I saying?
I was only checking what she had written. Edgy Pooh, you believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before.
You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Burn!
Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just this once.
She looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? Pile on more pressure! If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness, you said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct?
Stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible lonely trash can. That's all.
You're lying, dang it! And I can prove it.
Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again?
Miss Oldbag, I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night. You thief. Miss Oldbag, that note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it?
A camera.
Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, "My sweetie $1,600 camera disappeared on me."
Why, witness!
What is it, Gramps?
If you have the note, then it is only logical that you have the camera too. Thief.
Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for?
That's...
What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know. I still eat meals like you, I fall in love, and borrow things from people.
I think your definition of borrow is a little off.
I saw that woman's business card, and that's when I noticed it said, Slimebag Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of picture she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things.
This woman should be in jail.
Bailiff, check this camera's photos, hurry! We must examine them at once.
Oh, snap.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have?
There is only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case.
Please present it to the court. This is the Nickel Samurai.
See, I told you, that's the guy I saw.
This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter.
Nice.
What does all this mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Angard clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume.
If that is the case, then this Nickel Samurai is
the defendant. Ah, crap.
How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright. The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client?
Well, we will get to that in the next episode. Sorry, this was a very long one. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying this, and until next time, have a nice day. Bye.